never imagined that one simple sentence from a 5-year-old child could change my entire life. But it did. My daughter, Emma, was always full of light. Every morning, she'd run into my room, jump onto my bed, and say, "Daddy, wake up. The sun is waiting for you." And every time I'd smile. But deep down I was tired. Tired of pretending. Tired of holding everything together. Tired of living without purpose. After Emma's mother passed away 3 years ago, I stopped being me. I was breathing, yes, but not living. My days became mechanical. Get up. Make breakfast. Drop Emma at school. Work. Smile at people I didn't care about. Come home. Repeat. The house was quiet. Too quiet. And silence can be the loudest sound in the world. Emma was growing fast. She was painting pictures, singing songs, telling me stories from school. And I was barely there. My body was home. But my mind was still trapped in the past. Then one night, everything changed. I was sitting in front of my computer, staring at meaningless emails, when I felt a small hand touch my arm. I turned and there she was. Emma, in her little pink pajamas, holding her stuffed bunny. She looked up at me and said softly, "Daddy, are you happy when I'm here?" That question hit me harder than anything in my life. My throat went dry. My eyes filled with tears. I forced a smile and said, "Of course, sweetheart. Of course I'm happy." But she didn't smile back. She looked at me for a few seconds and whispered, "Then why don't your eyes smile?" That broke me. Completely. You see, kids don't need to be psychologists. They don't need to ask 10 questions. They just feel the truth. And in that moment, my daughter saw something I was trying to hide from the world. And from myself. That night, after she went to sleep, I sat alone in the dark. And I cried. Not because I was weak, but because I finally felt everything I had been avoiding for years. I cried for my wife. For the moments I lost. For the Versio. Weeks passed. Then months. We started spending more time together. I'd walk her to school. We'd stop for ice cream. She'd tell me stories about her friends. And every night before bed, she'd hug me and say, "Daddy, your eyes smiled today." That's how I knew I was healing. I began journaling again. I picked up my old camera, started capturing small, beautiful moments. Sunsets, rain on the window, Emma's laughter. I realized life was still full of color. I just hadn't been looking. Sometimes we think healing means forgetting. But it doesn't. Healing means remembering without breaking. My daughter didn't fix my pain. She reminded me that love never really dies. It just changes shape. So if you're listening to this right now, and you're feeling tired, lost, or broken, please listen carefully. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to be present for the people who love you and for yourself. Sometimes, the smallest voices carry the greatest truths. And sometimes, the words that change your life forever come from a child who just wants their parent to smile again. My daughter didn't just remind me to smile. She reminded me to live.